guys, welcome to my Flosstube. My name is Emily. I'm here on YouTube as CraftieEmily and I'm here to talk about my cross stitch, and I'm going to try and just keep it to my cross stitch and a little bit of a update at the end. So if you're just here for the cross stitch and you don't want to hear my waffle and my piffle, I'm going to show you the cross stitch first. Okay, right, so it's been 11 days, 11 I think, since I last made a video. That's the only thing I haven't written down, and I could have made a video 4 or 5 days ago, but I've been feeling a bit down. You can tell by my introduction there, I had a comment that made me feel a little bit bad, but we've got to move on from it, haven't we? I know everyone gets them. My third cup of coffee of the day. I've been busy this morning, so I'm just settling down. It's just gone 11 o'clock. I'm off today, I'm off tomorrow, and you probably won't get a video for about 2 weeks. I'm just giving you a heads up now. I've got a crazy couple of weeks coming up. All my shifts at work have all fallen together, so I've got a 7-day trot coming up, and then at the end of that, Maddie's graduation, back to work, and then I've got to go and clear Maddie out of university because she is done. So, and then my 2 girls who have been sort of living with me half the time at my parents' house half the time while they've been doing their exams. The exams finished. Flora's last exam is now, and Lizzie's got 2 more after today. She finishes on Friday, so they'll be moving in as well. So we're going to go from a family of a household of 2, sometimes 3, sometimes 6, to a household of 5, sometimes 9. So yeah, it's going to be big for us. So I don't think you're going to get a video for a couple of weeks, but don't mind me, I'll be fine. I'm just here doing my thing. Okay, and when I come back, I'll give you a bit of an update. Cross stitch, I've just done exactly what I said I wasn't going to do. So I have worked on predominantly 2 pieces since I last saw you. As I do, I got a bit over enthusiastic about 2, one of which I'm looking for here because it's not on top. Oh, I put it underneath everything I've been doing. Right, so I pulled out good old Amy Stewart Bountiful bookshelf. I thought it's its turn. It's been forever since I've stitched on it. I literally put like 1,000 stitches into it last year. That was all maybe. So I thought, right, this year I'm going to have a good bite at it. The sun's just coming out, it's going to make me squint, it's coming round the side of the house and right into my eyeball, and there's nothing I can do about it because there's nothing I can do about it. I might actually just move a little bit round here and see if I can beat the sunshine for a minute. So hopefully the colours will show all right. So I picked up, and I've got a crick in my neck which is really hurting, so I'm a bit turning this way at the moment. So I picked up the Bountiful bookshelf at, right, a picture of Bountiful bookshelf. I'm trying to try and do this properly today, guys, just so I don't piss anybody off. Here is the Bountiful bookshelf. This is what it looks like when it will in forever when I finish it. Okay, then, so you can see I've done it in a bit of a scattergun approach across the top, and then I started weirdly at the other end and filled in. Okay, I picked it up and it was at 9.18%, and it looked like this when I picked it up. It now looks like this. So I have completed Snow White. That book is complete, and I have completed the spine of this book, which I couldn't make out at all because I'm doing the standard size regular colours, because at the time when I bought this pattern I didn't know about supersize and I didn't know about max colour. I probably wouldn't have supersized this, but I would have maxed coloured it because the detail you get in a max colour is phenomenally different to a regular. Now if I put it over here, it looks brilliant. If I bring it up close, you can see how pixelated that is. But here, and I didn't get the words until I filled in the 814 round this man. It's the 3 Amigos, isn't it? I can see the, and I can barely, once you know what the words are, you can just about see it. It's the Three Amigos. And all this does is make me so pleased that my treasure hunt bookshelf is super size max colour, because I will be able to read the spines on those books. But anyway, here we are. Like, we can read Snow White, but we can't really read who it's by. And it's making me a bit tentative about the words. There's a lot of, this has got a lot of little like postcards with quotes on it dotted around the books. And I'm a bit concerned that I'm not going to be able to read the quotes and it's going to look like a blur. But I think I'm leaving it as it is. I don't think I'm going to max colour, because I could get the max colour and just stitch the cards using the max colour. I'm trying not to think about it right now. I really am trying not to think about it. I'll figure it out later on. Anyway, so I finished the Three Amigos. What I want to do is Peter Pan. Peter Pan is here. This is Peter Pan. There is a Viking ship on the front of this book and it's amazing, and I want to stitch this, but I'm not going to jump here. I'm going to fill in the two spines next to it first, but I would really like to keep going until I've got some Peter Pan done, and that would be a massive amount done on this year. But we'll see when I get fed up of it. We'll see. I'm going to keep trucking for now. Because it's only regular colour, it's very blocky. This here was actually only about 4 colours, so I knocked out that whole spine of that book very, very quickly. So we'll see if these two, there's 2 books there, you can clearly see that one's paler and this one's the darker green, and then we're into Peter Pan. So we'll see we'll see how far I get. We'll see. I'll either stick with it, love it, or I'll change it out for something else. We'll see. Anyway, so I put in a total of 4,329 stitches. So that's all right. And then the other piece that I got a bit, I've been stitching on quite a lot, was Jack Be Nimble, which is not the most recent Long Dog release. She's released a new one. It is amazing. It's got all the animals from basically all her other quirky long dogs. I've just torn this for reasons unknown. All her other quirky long dogs, we're meeting the animals again, and she's quite open that they first debuted in this and now they're here, and there's a whole story going on her Facebook page about it as she's releasing little clips of the pictures and the story that goes like their backstories. It's really quite good. Yeah, I'm not going to buy that yet, or I'm not. Anyway, so Jack Be Nimble, one of the most recent ones, and I decided I'm going to stitch that in a big long line. And so I started here at the bottom with this piece here, and that's the bit of the bottom that I'm going to stitch. The last time I showed it to you, it looked like this. I actually took a picture of it, which is good. And then today it looks like this. So I'm not far off this first little piece done. That's a very good representation of the colour right there. So it's basically white, but it's not white. This is opal, Karen Water Lily opal. It's on a piece of very, very over-dyed 20 count Ada, but it's still counting as 20 count. For reasons I don't know, when I dye fabric, I end up with the same count. So it was 20 count when I started. It's got a terrible texture and burnt bits where I put it in the microwave because I got frustrated with it. You can see the brown on it there. Yeah, that's burnt. Fabric's absolutely fine. I just basically singed the coloury bits on it. Anyway, it's fine. So there, that's where I am, and I'm stitching it. So on the picture, I'm almost sort of there. So I've got the ship, pointy bits of these two, the ship, the anchors, and then these low-hanging fruit of some description. And don't mind that I've already slopped coffee on it or something. And then I'll move on to this piece here, this next piece here. That's an entire strip of the pattern. So that's going to be pretty easy to do. I'm not chopping and changing too much on that. I'm just going to cut it in and that was silly, and stitch straight up with it. So Jack Be Nimble is currently at 11.49. So that's all right. I've done quite a chunk of that and I'm really happy with it. And I'm going to at least finish this bottom piece of pattern ready to pick up and go up the next time I pick it up. So that's what I'm thinking there. I'm still really enjoying that. It folds, the fabric is a very long piece of fabric. It's well over 1 metre long to go into, you know, because it's going to be long and skinny. So I just fold it around that. It kind of protects the white stitching, the nearly white stitching. And look how singed it is. I did get really cross dyeing it because I couldn't get the dye to set properly. So in the end I just slammed it in the microwave and went for it. Which set the dye and singed it. Oh well, it's only for me. And I kind of like it. Anyway. So, ooh. Now, I have put stitches into my treasure hunt bookshelf, obviously, I always do. I am behind, as usual, obviously, because I always do. It's currently at 0.25, so it's at 25.25% my treasure hunt bookshelf, which will look like this, full screen, because it's huge. This is the supersize max colour version. I stitch 1% a month, which is 7,222 stitches or so. And I have done for the last 25 months. Apart from July last year where I had to do a few stitches June last year where I did a few stitches in July because I didn't quite get to my point, but I caught myself up very quickly because I wasn't far off. Okay, so with this, I'm colour completing the 823, and at the moment I have okay, so I've just had a message from Flora, her and Lizzie's exams have both finished. So I've got, of 823, I've got 4,631 stitches left to do. So that's good, we're cracking on. I am having to stitch some 310 and some 939 because the 823 is getting scattered. Along the bottom, it's very scattered. So rather than counting pages, and we're talking a whole page away, say I'll finish some stitches here and the next one don't turn up till down here, I'm not counting. I could, but the odds of me making a mistake are reasonably high. So I'm going to stitch down with either 939 or 310, whatever's nearest. So I have my original prototype 3-colour thread drop with those 3 colours on it, which is working out really, really well. And it was the prototype because the holes were very, very close to the edge. I've had no problem with it. I haven't hurt it or split it. It's working out really well. Okay, so last time I filmed, the bit I was working on looked like this. I haven't moved a great deal away from there. So now it looks like this. So I have put in some stitching. Where was I actually? Yeah, I think I was definitely over here. Yes, because there's some black. I was doing black. So there's a big load of black that comes. You see, I've got like an edge here. There's a lot of black that comes this way. But what I want is the 823. Now there's 823 down here. So I'm bringing it down with the black, following myself down. And then when I get to an area where there's 823, the next strand I put in is 823. So this is all 823 here. But now to get to the next lot of 823, which is right down here, I'm going to join up 939 because there's a gap somewhere down here where 939 goes down in a big chunk. So I'll do that big chunk of 939 to take me down to the 823, use the 823 up where it is down here, and then that basically just leaves me, there is 823 below the dragon, who I haven't stitched in, but you can clearly see him. Here's where the dragon is. So there's 823 here by his feet, and then the rest of it is on the bottom. And as you can see, even though the sun shines on it, the bottom has not been touched. This is blank canvas, blank fabric. So to find my stitches there, I'm gonna have to use other colours to get to it, which I'm good with. It wasn't hard and fast. The next 4,631 stitches are going to be 823. They're not. It's probably going to take me 8,000 stitches to get those stitches done. But every stitch into this is a stitch nearer my goal. So treasure hunt bookshelf, I'm cracking on with it. I'm getting on. It's getting done. I think I did put some work in to this funny swan, and I'm just going to call it the funny swan. It's a pattern I got off Etsy. I did put up the picture of the shop last time, so if you want to look at that, just roll it back to the last one. I'm not too sure, looking at it now, I'm not too sure if I have or not. It looked like this last time I filmed. It looks like this now. I don't actually think, looking at it, I've done very much at all, but I might put some lengths into it. It's paper pattern, and when you've used a lot of Pattern Keeper, paper going back to a paper pattern, you feel spoiled rotten using Pattern Keeper basically. Paper pattern's fine, totally good. These are great big thread drop. They're thread drop magnets, they're big magnets. I shouldn't be using them for holding my own patterns. I should be sticking them on thread drop, shouldn't I? Oh well, never mind. I still haven't put any more threads onto drops, but they're there waiting to be done, so I should get on with that. And that's all the stitching I've done, so that's that. Going on for the rest of this month, it is Lizzie's 18th birthday tomorrow, and I am, because I did manage to hold out, because I basically forgot all about it, I am going to start Aphrodite tomorrow. Where is Aphrodite's pattern? Pattern is wandered off. Right. I will put up a picture of Aphrodite here. Bella Filipina, never done one before. And I'm going to stitch it on this beautiful piece of It's a Mystery from Be Stitch Me, which is 32 count, which is as small as you can go with Fancy Lady, because there's heavy beading. So this beautiful piece of fabric that was gifted to me, it's absolutely beautiful and very grown up, which I think is what Lizzie will appreciate. So this has got a 3-year time scale, because she's 18 tomorrow. I'm going to see if I can give that to her for her 21st birthday. So that gives me 3 years to stitch Aphrodite, and who knows, I might love it, I might put in all the stitches and then put it aside for 2 years. It's me, anything could happen basically, because I'm a bit hit and miss sometimes. So Aphrodite will get started. I'll put some stitches in tomorrow. And I've pulled out, just because I was upstairs just then and I thought I want to stitch something else, I've pulled out my oldest whip, Shores of Hawk Run Hollow, of which I have got 4. Oh, I thought it was 5. I've got 4 blocks done. There. And this is my own ridiculous max colour version of Hawk Run Hollow. The shores off, and I'm changing up everything. All the colours obviously are completely crazy. I've smoothed out the waves because they were blocky and I didn't like them. Every colour got changed. All the words are getting changed. If you've watched me for some time, you'll know my patter with this. And every year I'm doing a block. So I thought it was about time, because it's on this pale blue fabric, which is Witchelt, and I don't like it, but it actually stitches on really, really nicely. I am a floppy Nugana, worn out. I am worn out Ada, floppy Ada, and delicious Nugana person. This is my first whip. I had no idea what I was buying. The first 2 things I started had the nastiest fabric because I didn't understand about fabric back then. And there we go. I think it's time to pull it. I couldn't find the pattern there and then. It's somewhere. I've seen it. It's in this house. So I'm going to chase out the pattern and have a look at the pattern, decide which block I might move on to next. I don't know whether I'm going to go to block 5 or block 8 or what. I've got like a key starter of each one, so I can just follow the border down and stitch whichever block I fancy stitching for this year. I think it's going to depend on how much I'm going to change the block up, if I can be bothered changing the words, if I can, because I'm going to change all the wording, so I have to, like, it's not that I rechart it, I basically stitch it as I go, and if it fits, brilliant, and if it doesn't, I have to like draw it out a little bit. I'm not completely recharting anything, I'm winging it. It's what I do, I just wing stuff. So we'll see. Next time I film, I'll probably have a much better show and tell with that one, because I will have found a pattern, worked out which block I'm going to, and figured out what I'm going to do for that block, and then I'll be able to show you the colours and stuff that I've chosen, because it's literally a pull from stash job, and so far it appears to be the brighter the better. So we'll see what I come up with for that. But that's what I think I'm moving on to. Still very happy working on my Bountiful bookshelf. I'm gonna have to take some ibuprofen. My neck is very, very sore. I think I just slept wrong on it. So we've got that going on, and yeah, not much else actually. So that's my stitching content. So if you're here for the stitching, hopefully I've kept that reasonably concise even for me. And moving on, Etsy, thank you everybody who ordered from me. I have just, I think, 3 Etsy orders outstanding at the moment, but they're very recent orders. Anything that got ordered in the big bulk there, that was just, oh, it's so amazing. Thank you so much. I can't tell you what a difference it's making, because, you know, everything's tight. So thank you to people who've ordered from me. I really, truly appreciate it. I hope everything you get, you really enjoy. And yeah, that's brilliant. Going forwards, there will be small drops. I'm going to sort of drip feed stuff into Etsy, hopefully avoiding the huge, massive, look, I've just uploaded 100 things, which is fairly hard going to do all in one chunk. Not sure what's coming next. Lizzie, as I say, Lizzie finishes her, well, she's just finished an exam. She finishes her last exam on Friday, then she's going to be home, and she is going to be doing art all summer. I think she's going to build me up a very large stash of things I can turn into scissor fobs and needle minders and the like, so that's really good. And I think she's going to make some pendanty things in Lizzie's style, so that will be nice to see. We have some rather glorious, I can't quite reach them, snail key earrings to put together that she just sat and twiddled with one day, and on the littlest keys that I can't even show. I don't have pierced ears, but we're going to put them on earring loops, and they're going to be little hanging keys with, they've got slugs on them. Not slugs, snails, and they're glorious. Anyway, so we've got all sorts of odd, quirky little offbeat things to list, but we'll list, you know, through the summer, and then that'll be money I send to her to help her while she's at university. So we'll figure our way through all of this. Okay, and the other thing I'm processing today or tomorrow is my Needle Minder of the Month Club. June's are going out. Again, thank you very much to the people who have signed up for it. I have posted one because Lois had an order, and I had an open order, and I had her open packet, and I thought I'm just going to put that in there. So Lois has already got hers. The others I'm going to package today and probably post tomorrow. So if you've joined my Needle Minder of the Month Club, June's is on the way. Thank you so much. Of course, I had a massive issue with it, as usual, because nothing is straightforward in life. I thought, right, I'm ready to do it. Let's go. I finished my needle minders. They're ready to go. I'm going to send out the messages to everybody, and I'm going to have, because all above board, I'm going to do this super properly, a business PayPal. I've obviously got a personal PayPal. I've had running for 16, 18 years. I've had a personal PayPal. Like most of us, we all joined when eBay was new. So when we all started using eBay, we all got a PayPal. So I've had it forever. But I thought, no, I'm not going to use my personal PayPal, because this is not a business, but it's something that I'm going to make enough on that I will need to pay tax in the UK. So I thought, right, I'm going to keep it all properly. It's going to be business, and that's it. So I signed up for PayPal Business, no problem at all. Linked my Etsy bank account to it, no problem at all. Confirm. Brilliant. You're up and running. Welcome. You know, brilliant. So I thought, brilliant. I'm going to send out some invoices. It let me send 5 invoices, and then it went, no. Your account is brand new. You have not had any activity on this account. You cannot send invoices until your account is established. Now tell me, how do we get an established account if we can't send invoices? It's this thing like when people qualify for jobs, like go through university and come out and they apply for the job they're qualified for and they go, you've got no experience. But I've been at university learning how to do this job, but we need somebody who's got experience and also has the degree that you've got and is your age but has experience. You know, it's that. So to the people that I messaged and said, look, PayPal's being a pain in the butt. Could you send me the money this month? That hopefully will be just for June. In July, I'm hoping they'll go, yes, brilliant, we can see this is working, you can send invoices now. And certainly by August, we should just be send out the invoice, send out the item, job done. So thank you if you've bared with me. To anybody who's watching who did register an interest, I only messaged people who had said, I'm interested in joining. There is no obligation. Thank you to the couple of people who have messaged to say, not just now. That's honestly, I'm not in the position to be in any subscription. I long to be in a couple of Patreons. I'd love to support the Witchy Stitcher. I'd love to support Ink Circles. I'm not in the position to have a Patreon, to have any kind of subscription. I can't do it myself. I completely understand. And that's 100% fine, honestly. But I only messaged the people who'd registered an interest to say, I'm ready to go. So I've heard back from maybe half the people that said they were interested. So if you're watching this and you said you were interested, there is a message sitting somewhere. It's either sitting on my 117th or 118th YouTube. So you can scroll down you can find, you'll have a little message in your YouTube saying where I've commented on your comment. Or if you said on my Instagram post, oh, me please, yes, that's where I've messaged you on Instagram. And if we haven't already chatted on Instagram, most of the people I had already chatted with, because, you know, it's been 4 years I've been in this community. So I have exchanged messages with quite a lot of the community. But if people hadn't already had any communication with me, it will be in your requests. So if you go and have a little look, if you're interested, go and have a little look. Or if you're watching this and you're thinking, oh, what is this? This is new. I didn't hear about this. I would like to be in a Needleminder club. If you want to sign up for June's Needleminder, all you need to do is PayPal me, and I'll put my business PayPal here, and I'll also put it in the drop down. And if you're in the UK, it's £12, and if you're international, anywhere international, it's £14 as a help out for the postage. That's all. Basically, the Needleminders come out at the same price after PayPal have taken their cut, because obviously nothing's for free in this world. It's a lot less than Etsy. That's what we will say. It is a lot less than Etsy takes. But yes, PayPal takes too. So once they've done that and I've paid the postage, it's basically what my Needleminders cost anyway on what you would pay for a Needleminder on Etsy. That's not what I get from Etsy. So I'm actually getting a little bit more because Etsy's not taking their cut here. But I hope you think my things are reasonable value, because these are handmade from scratch. The magnets are good. they're really good strong magnets. So hopefully you feel it's value for money for those that have signed up, and that you really like your things. The things I am making for the Needleminder of the Month Club are different to my normal things, just a little bit different. I've zhuzhed. Your June needleminder is a zhuzhed up needleminder. July's, I'm looking at them there. They're nearly ready to go into the oven. It's a total polymer clay job. They're nearly ready to go in the oven, and I really hope people like them. And I'm not 100% sure yet what I'll do with the extras, because there will be, obviously I'm making extras just in case more people sign up than you know. I'm not going to say, right, I've got 7 people, I'm making 7, I'll make 12, you know, just in case I get extras sort of thing. So I'll have some extras, but I don't know what I'm going to do with them right now. We'll see. Sorry about the noise. Big old Sid is laying himself down on the table behind my shelving cup of mostly knitting needles and pens that my phone is resting on when I'm recording. So yeah, if you're interested, you don't need to do anything else. If you definitely want to get June's needleminder, just PayPal me the money. It gives me your postal address. It gives me the correct, you know, it gives me your registered details, so I can send it to that address. That's all basically, and thank you so much. Seriously, thank you so much. I've had a bit of a rough week. I've been very down. I don't know if it's hormonal. I'm almost 48. You suddenly start to think, crikey, I'm behaving really irrationally. My mood is dreadful, like on the floor dreadful, and I don't get like it very often. But every now and again my mood falls through the floor and I can't control my bad behaviour basically. I just apologise to everybody and say, look, I'm really sorry, I'm feeling really dreadful at the moment, and if I'd have made a video a few days ago, it wouldn't have been good. It would have been really unkind, I think. I wouldn't have been happy with it. So I've waited until I'm feeling a lot better, and hopefully that's okay for everybody. Anyway, yeah, so that's about it, and I've got 7 days I've got 8 days to make a prom dress. I had to buy a pattern because we've self-drafted the dress, but she wants sleeves, so I'm not confident enough in my skills to self-draft this bit, the sleeve and this join here and fitting the sleeve in. So I did buy a dress pattern. This is not what her prom dress is going to look like, but that bit there of that yellow dress, that long sleeve and that bit there, that's what I needed. That's what I needed. So I'll make a mock-up, I'll fit it onto her, because Flora's she's petite and she's very slender, but in a grown-up adult lady kind of way, you know. She's not a little girl, but she's slender, so I'll need to fit, like her arms are very slender, I'll need to make sure the sleeve's not baggy, I need to make sure it fits her properly. And then I'm just, her fabric that we bought in London is actually just there on the table. I'm just going to grab it. So here's the fabric we got in Gold Hawk Road. It's the last, anyway, it's the tube stop on from Shepherd's Bush, which is where all the fabric shops are in London. And this is what she picked. It is navy blue. It's very heavy, and as the light catches it, there it goes sort of silver. It's very heavy, and it's got a real drape to it, this has. So we're going to make her a very long, very beautiful navy blue dress with a square neck, fitted with a square neck, a slit up to, I'm going to say, a bit lower than mid-thigh, because she knows what she wants, but she didn't want the dress she found because the slit was very high, like right up to almost hip. And I was like, well, we could get you that dress and I could sew it up. And she's like, no, I don't really want that. But at the back, we're going to make it like a deep V. So it's not going to be backless. It's not going to be like, it's just going to have it's just going to go from the shoulders where the sleeve is fitted. I said to her, look, I've got to have that bit there on the back so that I can stitch the sleeve on. But from there, we can go right down to basically where your waistband should be there in a V. So we're going to do that. It's going to be slightly flared. She does not want pockets. I was like, I'll put your pockets in, love, because dresses need pockets. We all know this. She doesn't want a pocket. Don't want a pocket. She doesn't want to ruin, I don't think she wants to ruin the line of the dress. Not that it would, but anyway. So I've got a prom dress to make. So I've got a handy helper. I've got a mock-up over there that Nancy's been sleeping on. So it's very hairy mock-up. I basically just draped it over her and we pinned it all on and I stitched it and then we sort of squiggled it about a bit. We just need to organise the underwears so that as I make the proper dress, we're fitting onto the underwears that's going to be worn under the dress. Because otherwise I'll make it fit and then we'll get underwear and we'll find that the underwear's showing or something, you know, because she wants a very square neckline, quite a low square neckline. So obviously we're going to have to be quite careful which bit here. Anyway, we'll see what happens and I'll show you pictures of it as and when it's done. Her prom is the same day as Maddie's graduation, so I'm not even going to be here for that. I'm going to be down in Cambridge with Maddie. So she's booked in with my parents to, obviously the prom's very close to, it's actually in the marquee for those who've been with me long enough to know me. It's in the marquee where I used to work, where Flora used to work. It's under new management, so she won't see any of the old crew there, which I think is probably a good thing. Hopefully she won't get PTSD and or start clearing up. But we've worked proms there before, so anyway. Right guys, probably long enough. I'm going to insert my pictures in the beginning and that'll be me. And I'm probably, if I don't see you for a couple of weeks, don't worry, I'm just flat out for the next few weeks. I've got a lot of shifts at work to do. It's just the way my shifts have fallen, but I've got the right days off to do the things I need to do, so I'm not going to shiggle about with it. And I've got a week off at the end of July and I've got the second week of August off, so I have got time off coming up, so that's good. And I'll see you when I see you guys, and that's all from me for now. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you. Bye bye.